What is going on, guys? It is Gosport Gamer here. We are back on Danganronpa, Goodbye Despair. And it is time for the very, very last trial, apparently. So, we're on our way there. Slowly making, the longest possible journey. I just want to make sure I actually level up before I go, so any second now. There we go. Slowly getting there. Have I missed it or something? Was it really this far away? There we go.
Damn right.
Looks like everyone's here. Is this it? There should be more people.
Damn it.
Stop it, you're making me depressed. Once we're through this, we can go back, right? That Monokuma bastard said so, didn't he? He said this is the last class trial. And we treat every step of the way. There's no way I can believe that so easily.
Of course not.
Why can't you believe it? The guy who's making us do all this is one saying it, you know? That's
right?
why I'll definitely survive. If we can all really go home after we deal with this class trial, I'll definitely find out who the killer is, no matter what. Even if I have to pull out all the stops. What the fuck? Why are you here? You haven't realized it yet? I think I wanted to leave this island thinking that your Monokuma is a trap, you know?
Huh?
What are you saying?
Got it?
There's no way Monokuma will end things here. He's planning something far worse. Stop trying to jinx us. Downright, you should just shut up. Everyone, you mustn't run away from despair. Huh? I finally realized after losing my powers, I've realized that cursing your powerlessness or your fate accomplishes nothing. The possibility may be small, but as long as there's a possibility, you must face it. In order to become someone who can be proud of yourself, so I will fight.
Huh?
What's her deal?
I don't know, but even before.
Maybe she had a self-help book.
Wait.
But her eyes, she looks so determined.
Ooh.
I say everything just as those button eyes. Anyway, make sure you turn off Mini Maru. It'd be annoying if you started talking during the trial. Oh, fine.
But still.
Somehow I understand what Monomi is saying, I think. Anyway, let's get going to the last class trial. You're right, we should fight as much as we can. No matter what hopeless truth awaits us in the end. Okay, cool. This is the end. I kept saying those words to myself over and over within my mind. I entered Monokuma Rock. Shit.
Yeah.
There's only 6 left. It's the elevator ride. This will be the last time for this too, right? I hope so. Well, let's worry about things after we're finished. That was not my voice, sorry.
Damn it.
The killer managed to kill someone like Nagito. There's no way this is going to go smoothly. I mean, I still can't believe one of us was able to do that. Yeah, you're right. In fact, during the Funhouse ordeal, we were completely dependent on him. But even if he's gone, the ones who survived need to stand and fight. We must fight. And then the door slowly opens. This bright light greeting us. Is that the light of hope, or the light of despair?
Well now.
Well then! Now that the chatterbox and the Ito is gone, there are only 6 of you left.
Shut the hell up.
Enough, just fucking start this already.
Hey.
Hey, this is it, right? I read the last trial, right?
Yep.
Yep, it sure is. So, you gotta show some enthusiasm, make sure you give it your all.
All right.
And I tell you, you said this is the end. Fucking words I can't talk.
Now then.
Now then, let's get this class trial started. This is the last class trial, so show me your enthusiasm and kill each other. Thank God I don't have to talk anymore. This is the 5th class trial. According to Monokuma, this is also the last class trial. That curtain is about to rise. Nagito Komaeda, the ultimate lucky student. When I first met him, I thought he was a nice guy. He came across very sociable. But his true nature, how such a determined thought process, there was nothing like his outward personality. Appearance, sorry. Don't know why I said personality. He said he believed in hope more than anything else. He said he was yearning for a powerful hope that can overcome any despair. He said he would even help despair just to prove that hope will never lose to despair. And he said that he'd become a stepping stone for hope. His way of thinking was completely screwed up, but there were a few times he saved us too. Someone like him was killed. That was the end of him. I have no idea at all who did it, but there's no way we can end this without knowing. We will be consumed by despair. That's why we absolutely have to find out. The person who finished off Nagito. The killer who murdered Nagito. In order to return from this despair alive, we need to reach the truth. And if Monokuma says it really is the last class trial, that's all the more reason to do this. And so, this life-threatening trial billowing with hope and despair, the last one, has begun. Okay. Have I got everything attached? I do. So I probably should have bought more stuff. That's fine. Let's go.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. Oh my, Monami? My cute little sister? You're awfully quiet. What's happened to you? You've ascended the ladder of adulthood and reached the moon? Because you're a rabbit?
What the fuck?
Chesto!
Jesus Christ.
One more time! Jeez! How about this one? This will be my final blow! It's useless.
Please stop. I feel bad for Monomi.
You're right. Now's not the time for me to horse around with Monami. The class trial has started, after all. The victim this time is Nagito, who was attempting to reveal the traitor for everyone's sake. Who in the world killed him? I'm so curious.
If he was killed for trying to reveal the traitor, that traitor is obviously the killer. They were trying to shut Nagito up.
No, that might not be it.
Huh? Are you trying to protect the traitor? They didn't call out when we were in danger. Wait. Don't tell me you're the traitor.
Don't say something so stupid. There's no way in hell I'm the traitor.
Now that's more like it.
Great, this is
Why
going to
don't
be
you
fun
guys
having
hurry
everyone
and
argue at each
start
other.
arguing already?
The traitor and the killer who murdered Nagito is here, right? They're the same person. Or... Bum, bum, bum.
Killer didn't take Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
Fuck.
No, that's wrong.
But Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape, so he wouldn't have been able to confess anything. If he was being tortured for information, they wouldn't have taped his mouth like that.
I'm prepared.
Oh, great. Please don't be one of these things.
I just realized it. It's a trap.
Trap?
Stupid Hajime. You got caught in that trap.
Stupid? Him calling me stupid?
Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped shut, you obviously assumed he couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap. He wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
Right.
If you tape his mouth shut, how is he supposed to answer anything?
Pay attention. This is how first the killer tortured Nagito and got information. Then, after they killed him...
Oh shit.
Damn it! Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped, you obviously assumed he couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap. He wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
Okay.
But if you tape his mouth shut, how is he supposed to answer anything?
Pay attention. This is how first the killer tortured Nagito and got information about then after they killed him.
There we
Allow
go.
me to cut through those words.
Just sucked in. Sucked into his mouth.
No, there's no doubt Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he was beat up.
What did you say?
Who cares about the duct tape? You might as well settle this with rock, paper, scissors.
We don't need to play a game. It's clear the duct tape was on his mouth before the torture even began.
Why do you always side with Haji Man? You have a crush on him or something?
Are you in elementary school or something?
You were with us when I peeled the duct tape off Nagito's mouth, right? The blood on Nagito's face wasn't under the duct tape, remember?
The blood on his face came from his arm wounds. Which means the duct tape was on his face before his arms were even wounded.
And the duct tape had a lot of crinkles around his mouth. He must have been struggling to open his mouth under the duct tape.
Perhaps the duct tape was used so he wouldn't be able to scream. Then it's like I said at the beginning. The tape wasn't for torture. It was to keep his mouth shut.
However, if they wanted to seal his mouth, they did not need to hurt him with such ferocity.
They probably had a deep grudge against Nagito.
Then, are you saying the killer was trying to make him suffer? If so, it's friggin' crazy. Did they go psycho or something?
No, they didn't just go crazy. Whoever did this must be one crafty bastard. If not, they wouldn't have taken the time to set fire to the crime scene and destroy all the evidence.
The warehouse fire was for destroying evidence?
You can't think of any other reason.
But who could have done that? When the fire occurred, everyone in this room was gathered in front of the warehouse.
Because there's a Rube Goldberg machine.
Yeah. And right after I opened the warehouse door, the flames started burning from the very back. Which means, it is plausible to think that nobody here set the fire.
The killer isn't one of us. But that's not the case, huh? I mean, it's wishful thinking.
Even if it was only a coincidence, the timing was just too perfect.
Yep.
Based on the pattern up until now, we should suspect that some kind of setup was used for this. Some kind of setup? Like what? I do not know that, but...
That's our Miss Sonia. You have such an amazingly high intellect. Alrighty then, let's think about this based on what Miss Sonia thinks. Is that okay?
Damn right it is!
The reason for the fire, huh? They're right. We need to clear that up first. It's gotta be to do with the Monokuma panels, right?
The direct cause of the fire was... the oil lighter found at the crime scene, right?
The killer used some kind of setup. He lit the curtain on fire with the lighter.
Yeah, that's right.
Some kind of setup?
Did they use the oil as an improvised fuse?
They probably just threw the lighter.
Nope.
Based on the shape of that oil lighter, it can stand upright while the flame is lit.
If they tipped over the lighter in some way, it could have ignited the curtain.
Some way?
Yeah, like opening the door.
Maybe they used invisible thread.
No.
There should have been a way to tip it over with sound waves.
Nope. Because there was already music
perhaps
playing.
opening the door caused...
Yes, there it is.
I also agree that opening the door is what started the fire.
Just as I thought, it was the wind pressure. A dust devil blown here from glorious Japan.
No, not wind pressure. They probably used the Monokuma panels. A huge number of tipped-over Monokuma panels were found at the crime scene, right? It looked like they were scattered everywhere, but some were laying on top of each other in a single line. Just a single line leading from the warehouse door to the fire's origin.
Does that mean anything?
The killer probably arranged those Monokuma panels to create a domino effect.
A domino effect. You mean those tiles kids play with by lining them up and tipping them over?
In place of those tiles, the killer used the Monokuma panels. So when we opened the warehouse door, the first panel toppled into the second. And from there, they felt like dominoes until they reached the lighter at the end.
But wouldn't it be obvious that those big panels were falling over?
That's probably why they turned off the lights in the warehouse, so we wouldn't notice them.
So the reason the warehouse was dark was to hide the domino effect.
And one more thing. There was something else the killer did to hide the domino effect, right?
Okay, did one thing to hide the domino effect. Oh, that one.
I see!
You're talking about the MP3 player, right? That hymn blaring throughout the warehouse masked the sound of the falling panels.
The inside of the warehouse felt even dark because our eyes were still getting used to the bright sunlight outside. Within that darkness, a loud hymnal blared through the warehouse at full volume. Hey, do you guys hear something? Yeah, it's really damn loud. Doesn't Nagito listen to this depressing crap? No, I'm not talking about the music. As if on cue, it suddenly started.
That's it. So the strange sound was actually the sound of the panels falling.
But those sounds weren't the only strange thing, right? Looking back on it, it was also strange when we opened the door to the warehouse.
It's fine, I'll open it slowly. Oh, we've already seen this. Fuck it, it's just her smashing the door open. When the door was blocked. Blah, blah, blah.
Ah, so the door was being blocked by a Monokuma panel.
Which makes sense.
And when we opened the door, the domino effect started, and the falling panels eventually reached the lighter.
Yeah, and that's how the warehouse caught on fire.
You don't look so sure.
At the time, Akane mentioned that she could barely open the door.
Because the panel was blocking it, right?
With the blocked doorway, there wasn't enough space for a person to fit through, right?
Is that a problem?
It's a major problem. I mean, that door was the only entrance to the warehouse.
Someone lent something against the door then, basically. That door was the only entrance to the warehouse. I see, it's the problem Chiaki's talking about is that they couldn't have left, basically.
I see!
If the panel was so close to the door that it could barely be opened, the killer inside the warehouse wouldn't be able to leave, right?
Now that you mention it.
Does that mean they were
Oh my
hiding
God.
inside?
Who? We were all outside the warehouse, you know.
Based on the patterns up until now, I believe some kind of setup was used.
You don't have to think so hard. There's actually only one person who could have possibly done this.
Huh?
You don't mean...
She reckons Nagito did it. But if that's true, this murder...
Hajime? What do you mean?
The person who set up the domino effect inside the warehouse, there's only one person who could have done that. But I don't think it is. I think the way they've set it up is they've had something leaning on the door, so when they shut the door,
what if...
or whatever,
it was
the panel
Nagito?
ended up leaning like underneath the door handle but wouldn't fall all the way down. And that's why a big push probably bends it or whatever and opens.
He's the victim, you know.
He wasn't just the victim. Maybe.
Huh?
Not just the victim? What does that mean?
He was the victim. And he was the perpetrator, too.
Are you saying this was a suicide? Don't be stupid. His body was covered in torture wounds. Or did you already forget? Are you saying those were all self-inflicted?
But Nagito might do something like that, don't you think?
That's not the issue. He was tied up, remember? Even for a creep like Nagito, it'd be impossible for him to tie up his own arms and legs.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, as long as you understand.
It seems we need to discuss how Nagito was able to tie himself up.
Need to discuss? That's not necessary at all. No matter how much you think about it, it's clearly impossible.
Like I said, it seems impossible if you think about it, but I feel like I'm overlooking something. Okay.
To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible!
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
Yeah, it would be.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
Front tail? Oh.
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke?
I get it now. I think it was one of the first ones.
To actually tie up your own...
That was right.
No, that's wrong.
Hold on a second. Isn't that premise flawed?
What? I mean, it's no mistake that his arms and legs were...
No, it shouldn't have been both of his arms. The rope on his right arm was completely burnt up. Based on that, you can't say he was tied up.
That was just burned by the fire. He should have been tied up before then.
It burned because of the fire. Like you said, it might look like that. But that was part of the trap. There's concrete evidence that proves it.
Proof the burnt rope on Nagito's arm is a trap is his right sleeve.
I see.
So it wasn't burnt.
Take a close look at his right sleeve. Even though the rope was burnt up, his sleeve wasn't burned at all. Wouldn't you agree? A burn like this, no matter how you think about it, is unnatural. That rope was burned in advance so it would look like it was burned in the fire.
Then Nagito's right arm wasn't tied up, right? He was able to move it freely, right?
Yeah, that should be the case.
Hajime, that's awesome! I'll let you cop a feel if you want.
Oh, hell yes.
Akane, you should not give it away for free. Make sure they pay you first.
What?
That's definitely wrong.
Fine. I just gotta get a Benjamin from him before I let him touch me, right?
That's not what I
what?
meant. I'm talking about Nagito. I mean, even if his right hand wasn't tied up, the knife was still stabbed into it, you know?
Yep.
It's impossible to stab a knife into your right hand with your right hand. Ah, that much is obvious.
Hajime, you tricked me. Give me back that Benjamin.
Not only did she try to charge me, now she wants the money back. What the heck?
Hold on. There should be a way.
Then hurry up and spill it.
If it's something lame, I'll make you give back the Benjamin with 10,000% interest.
You didn't give me anything. A way to stab yourself with the right hand using your right hand? Okay, there's definitely an answer for this. Ba, ba, ba.
Even if Nagito's right hand was free, how could he stab his right hand with his right hand?
If he threw the knife into the air,
That'd be way
let
too
the
hard.
knife fall. Could he stab his hand that way? Is he a throwing knife expert?
Maybe he propped the knife somehow?
Yay!
I agree with that. The life-size Monokuma plushie. He must have used that to prop the knife.
Makes sense. That's why there was a big hole in the plushie's stomach. He inserted the knife handle into that hole to prop it up. Then he slammed his hand onto it. If that's it, he had to place the plushie near him. And it also explains the mysterious blood on the plushie.
So the blood on the plushie came from Nagito after he stabbed the knife into his own right hand.
I see. So that's the trick.
But for a moment, I seriously thought
This all
Monokuma
seems
died
too
or
convenient to
something.
actually be the case.
A bleeding plushie is super scary. It's got the same fear factor as a doll whose hair grows too long.
After stabbing his hand, he no longer needed the plushie, so he cast it off toward the fire's origin point.
He probably thought the fire would incinerate it and destroy the evidence.
So what do you think now, Fuyuhiko?
I get what you're saying about the wound on his right hand, but there's still one huge problem. The spear. Basically, you're saying Nagito committed suicide by impaling himself with a spear, right? If you think about the order, getting killed by the spear should have been the last thing to happen to Nagito. If that's true, how is that possible? He can't grab a spear with his right hand if a knife is stabbed into it and his left hand was all tied up.
Then he probably took the spear first, and as he endured the pain, he stabbed the knife into his right hand.
There is a limit to his constitution. If you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
Sorry, if you get penetrated by something so big and thick, you'll die instantly.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch all that.
I'm not surprised he reacted like that.
Like I said, if you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
Say it one more time.
Hey, bastard, you better cut it out.
Like she said, in that condition, it's very difficult to stab yourself with a spear. It'd be hard to use a spear with a knife stabbed into your right hand while your left hand is tied up.
So you're saying it's impossible?
But no matter what I think, I can't believe Nagito's death was caused by someone else.
I also agree with that. To think that one of us could kill someone with such cruelty, I could...
Shit.
You say you can't believe it? You just don't want to believe it, right? But that's why you keep getting betrayed over and over again, right?
You just shut your mouth. It's against the rules to interfere with everyone. If you even think about doing anything, I have a plan of my own.
Monome's sassing me.
But it's just as Monokuma said. We've been betrayed over and over again so far. So this might also be the same. Calling this a suicide takes too much for granted, and it's too convenient.
Then are you saying there is a killer among us, Kazuichi?
Of course that doesn't include Miss Sonia and me.
As Kazuichi said, it's true we've been constantly betrayed. But even if I'm betrayed again, I still want to believe in everyone. No matter how many times I may be betrayed, I still want to believe in everyone.
I think it might be Chiaki.
I also want to believe that there's no killer, but suicide is unimaginable.
She's been very conveniently
really
against the
think so?
grain in this, and different.
But you said it too. It'd be impossible for him to stab himself with a spear in his condition.
I did say difficult, but I never said impossible.
Huh?
I feel that there's some way he could have stabbed himself with that spear.
What kind of way?
I don't know.
You
mean like having it hanging from the ceiling?
It's impossible to figure out by myself. That's how we made
everyone
Shit.
working together.
Don't mean to skip that. She's right. We made it through several deals up until now by doing that. Then, even now.
Alright, let's do this.
Okay.
How did Nagito stab himself with a spear? Let's work together and think this through.
When the spear stabbed Nagito, his right hand was covered by the knife, right?
He was only able to move his left hand.
But his left hand was also tied up.
Then that rules out his left hand. That's the
Oh,
case.
fuck.
The only other way is...
He used
Definitely one needs to hit as well.
A blushing Miss Sonia is freaking awesome!
How did Nagito... Let's work together. When the spear stuck his right hand was...
He was only able to move his left hand.
But his left hand was also tied up.
It was blood in that.
Then that rules out his left hand.
No, that's wrong.
Hold on. It's still too early to dismiss the possibility that he used his left hand.
Why? I mean, his left hand was tied up, you know?
But there was something off about his left hand. The bloodstain on the palm of his hand. Don't you think it looked somewhat strange? He only had blood on the lower area of his palm. Beyond that point, the bloodstain suddenly cuts off, right?
Yeah.
When the blood splattered, that's as far as it reached, right?
That settles the
They say
description
right
of
way
that
too much.
bloodstain. But it's not the only unnatural bloodstain. Look, there's blood on the back of his hand, around the middle joints of his fingers.
Like you said, it looks like an unnatural bloodstain, but what's wrong with that?
We might need to think and use our imaginations for a bit. If there's blood on his palm and the back of his hand, what was his left hand doing as the blood splattered?
It was gripping something. Specifically the
splattered,
cord,
he was
which is
probably
what I
gripping with
think
his
they're
left
getting
hand.
at.
That's why there's such a strange-looking bloodstain on his palm and the back of his hand.
Was he grabbing his front tail?
Oh my god. Stop going on about the front tail.
He was obviously grabbing the spear.
Now that you mention it, compared to the rest of his body, the wounds on his left arm are pretty mild. He probably made his wounds mild on purpose, so he could keep his strength while he gripped the spear.
But even if he held the spear with his tied-up left hand, it'd be impossible for him to stab himself.
That's right, that's the problem.
Hey, Chiaki, what do you think? Hey, don't tell me you're getting sleepy.
At times like this, you should always strike from a good angle. Just like fixing an old TV.
Oh, I got it. Maybe.
Really?
Yeah, like I thought. It's no mistake that Nagito was gripping the spear, I think. However, what's important is what section of the spear he was gripping.
Yeah, the cord.
I see. That's it. Instead of the handle, Nagito must have been holding on to the cord. There was a metal weight at the tip of the cord, but there were bloodstains on that part too. Plus, the joint between the weight and the cord had a bloodstain shaped like it was cut off by something.
Isn't the size of that cut-off section about the same size as a human fist?
Ah, you're right. So this is the part Nagito was gripping, huh? And then the blood that was supposed to end up here ended up getting on Nagito's left hand.
But why is it so important to know which part of the spear he was gripping?
You're not gonna say he gripped the tip of the cord, swung the spear around, and stabbed himself, right?
That's hanging from
That
a
is
girder.
the clue to solve this mystery.
Shit. Phone clicked by accident again.
I am sorry. Of course this mystery will not be solved that easily.
Nagito's gripping the cord extending from the butt of the spear with his left hand. But from there, how would he stab himself in the stomach with the spear?
It seems we are stuck. Shall we have tea time?
At a time like this, how about we stick to the plan to think one step at a time instead of expecting the answers all at once?
That's a long plan name.
One step at a time.
Let's focus on the spear first. Namely, where it was and how it was positioned just before it impaled Nagito.
How it was positioned.
Nagito was facing up and the spear was stabbed through his stomach. If that's just as before. This is it, could it be? Instead of the spear and the fact Nagito was holding the tip of the cord attachment. If I put those two together and think about it, I should be able to figure it out. Where the spear was and what state it was in before it stabbed Nagito. Doop, doop, doop. Okay, let's go. Shit. So I haven't done this in a while. There we go, that's how I speed up. Oh shit. Okay. Speed. There we go. Be above him, obviously. Whoa! Not faster that thing is. Okay. Oh, fucking stop right in front of me. Fuck's you. There we go. Oh my god. So annoying. Okay. Yeah, be a ceiling girder. Okay. Fucking hell. God, those things are annoying. Whoa! Okay. This one. Sweet. All done.
It's all coming together. The spear impaled Nagito as he was laying face up.
Ridiculous. In the middle of the air?
If Nagito did that all by himself, did he have some sort of ESP?
That'd be awesome, but he'd probably use the ceiling girder directly above him.
Nagito probably slung the cord over the ceiling girder, and using that as a support. He hoisted the spear directly above him. And if Nagito let go of the cord, the spear would have fallen and impaled him while he was laying face up.
I noticed a slight red streak on the ceiling girder. It probably got smeared there during the setup.
The blood on the cord probably rubbed off on the ceiling girder as the spear was falling. So, how about it? Using this method, Nagito could have impaled himself with the spear.
Are you serious? He really committed suicide? Like that?
I don't think so.
He probably chose that spear so he could commit suicide like that. If someone else did this, there's no reason they'd go to all this trouble just to kill someone with a spear.
I agree. When I was investigating this case, I kept thinking over and over how strange it was. Why did the killer use the knife and the spear so differently?
So you're saying he needed to use that spear to pull off his trick?
Then this is for real? He really committed suicide?
I'm not so sure he
Every
did.
single wound on his body. That was all him?
Not just that, he did all that while he was gripping the spear? That spear should not have stabbed Nagito until the very end. Which means Nagito wounded himself while he was gripping that spear, right?
Did he put the duct tape on his mouth too?
He probably covered his own mouth so we wouldn't hear him screaming in pain.
Did he need to go that far? That's beyond crazy. What?
He was probably trying to get us to make a mistake. By committing a suicide that looked like a murder, he was trying to steer us toward the wrong answer. His goal was to get us all executed.
And that's why he stabbed himself over and over again?
Did he want us to die that bad?
It's messed up. It's seriously so messed up.
Yeah, that's our Nagito.
But is it? Is it really? Jeez, now I'm starting to feel a little sympathetic towards him. How stupid of me. I completely underestimated his capacity for malice. And mind-boggling malice that threatened us even after he died. That's the form of malice took. I've forgotten all about it till now. If he was here now, he'd probably be sneering at me.
However, there is one thing I still do not understand. Whatever became of that?
He was probably planning to kill the traitor along with the rest of us.
So why did he not just do that in the first place? If he had no qualms with killing everyone, he did not have to cause a bomb scare to reveal the traitor.
I bet the bomb scare was part of the strategy behind this trick. He made us split up and search for a bomb so none of us would have an alibi. He created a scenario where any of us could have killed him.
He tried to make us doubt each other, and tried to hide the truth behind his suicide.
Did he cause a bomb scare for that reason alone?
I don't think so.
He's a fucking bastard who killed himself for his delusions of grandeur. It's not that unthinkable.
You are right, I suppose.
Yeah, it appears we've come to a conclusion. Bastard Nagito committed suicide. It was all done by him so he'd be executed.
That should be okay, right?
What? You're not satisfied yet?
No, I agree that Nagito killed himself, but I feel like it's probably just my imagination.
Why? I mean, I sort of understand what she's talking about. I don't think it's a mistake to assume that Nagito committed suicide, but I don't feel so uneasy about it. Is it because we don't know who the traitor is, or...?
So what are you gonna do? Is it okay to proceed with the voting time?
No.
What do you think, Akane?
Well, there's no doubt Nagito's death was a suicide. Oh well, I guess my gut is wrong sometimes.
You are right. It is not as though we can draw any other conclusion.
Then it's okay to end it here, huh? That means we're done with this last class trial and we can leave this island, right? It's okay to reach such a happy ending, right?
Then it's
No.
okay? It's okay to say, you've decided on the killer?
Nope.
Understood. Then voting time.
No, hold on a sec.
Hold on. Why?
Sorry, just a little more. I want you guys to wait just a little more. I can't help but feel like there's still something we overlooked.
Like who the traitor is?
But the issue here is who killed Nagito, right? Even if we identify the traitor, the conclusion won't change.
That's true, but...
The mystery isn't just about who the traitor is.
Huh?
No matter how you look at it, Nagito's death is a suicide. But I'm a little worried, you know? I'm worried about starting the voting time while there's still a mystery.
Hey, what do you mean it's not about who the traitor is? What kind of mystery is left?
There's just one thing that doesn't make sense, and it relates to Nagito's death. Plus, it's something even Nagito couldn't influence. He couldn't even tamper with the evidence for it.
Something related to Nagito's death, and it's something that we couldn't even mess with.
You're gonna keep going?
This is it's Monokuma file, isn't it?
I see!
Is it about the Monokuma file?
Yeah, that's it.
Huh? There was something suspicious in the Monokuma file?
The victim is Nagito Kamaida. The body was discovered inside the warehouse near the Monokuma plushie factory. The estimated time of death is believed to be noon sharp. Not only is there a spear stabbed in his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on each of his thighs. Furthermore, there is a laceration on his left arm and a knife impaled through his right hand. The suspicious part of the Monokuma file that Chiaki's worried about is... What is it? What's in the Monokuma file? It doesn't mention a cause of death. It doesn't tell us what actually killed him. I have an inkling of what it might be. I have a feeling it might be to do with the vial which we found. Fuck me. Where's the S? Oh my god! This is so hectic. Okay, where's O? Oh my fucking lord. Oh my fuck. I managed to do it, but fuck me, I took a lot of damage. That was hectic as hell.
In this particular case's Monokuma file, there's no specific cause of death.
No, I don't think these. Oh fuck! I've already read this. That's fine. Skip it.
Isn't that weird? Until now, the files always specified the cause of death.
But the cause of death is obvious, is it not? The spear in Nagito's stomach. It is obvious just by looking at it that it was the cause of death.
Maybe it's not included if it's not important enough to write about.
What if he poisoned himself to death using that poison? Because it was open, wasn't it? I'm assuming that blue aluminium was like a seal on it, maybe?
There he goes again! I'm so appalled that I have nothing to say.
But even during Gundam's case, and before during Mikan's case, the thing he purposely omitted from the Monokuma file was always the most important mystery in the case.
Are you saying that applies this time too?
Hold on a sec. Then, are you saying there's more to Nagito's death? Are you suggesting, again, that his death wasn't a suicide?
You guys were the ones who said it was a suicide in the first place.
No, I don't think it's a mistake to call Nagito's death a suicide, but it's not just a suicide. Come to think of it, did Nagito really commit suicide just to get us all killed?
Are you sticking up for him?
That's not what I meant. I mean it in a bad sense.
Bad sense?
I just remembered that his malice always defied our expectations, and that concerns me. For example, would that malice just end here?
Huh?
Did Nagito's malice drive him to risk his life for a truth we'd reach this easily? I mean, this is Nagito we're talking about, you know?
I've worked out. I've genuinely just sat here and it's finally made sense thanks to that last couple of lines. I reckon it's Chiaki, and that when she scanned her thing on the bomb, or whatever, her pass, I can't think of the word, that's done something to release the poison, which has killed him, and he'd set himself up so that when he breathes in that gas, the spear will drop as his hand releases it and look like that's what's killed him.
Should we proceed with the vote? I think we should keep going until everyone is satisfied, even if it's just to be safe.
You are right. We only get one chance to vote after all.
Just to be safe, huh? Guess I have no choice. If that's the case, I'll do my best to go along with it.
This is friggin' annoying, but if you guys say you're doing it, there's no way I'm gonna back out.
Hey, Monokuma! You heard us. The voting's gonna have to wait!
We've come this far. Let's work hard till the very end. If we work together, everything should be all right. That's what I believe.
Oh, splendid. You guys are so splendid right now. That's right. If all your hopes are united, no despair can shake you.
If all your hopes are united, no despair can shake you, huh? Now I think about it, Nagito said the same thing. The absolute hope that can overcome any despair. He said he was yearning for that. Then the situation we're in might be the thing that Nagito wanted all along. No, never mind. I'm probably overthinking. Okay, so that's the halfway point of the trial. I think I'm going to end the episode here. Oh, after this, obviously.
No.
Man, my heart was racing like crazy when I thought the voting time was going to start, but, well, when you think about it that rationally, there's no way it was going to happen. We haven't done this bit yet. Most of the players probably figured that out too. You're the only one who didn't know. Isn't that right, Minomi? Hey, how much longer are you planning to sulk? Let's get along like we always do. Alright, you passed. Friendship is measured by how long you can stand the silence when you're alone with each other, someone else, whatever. So, Minomi and I are the bestest of best friends. Don't say such stupid things. I hate you so much right now. Enough. Why do I have to be hated so much? Besides the fact that you snapped at me like that, I don't think I trust you at all. Oh, shit. I'm meant to be... Not even a teensy tiny 1mm bit. How sad. Distrusting your friends is the most shameful thing that much more than being betrayed by fuck words. You're not even friends in the first place. And as your older brother, let me say this. You're not even my brother. It's sad to live a life without friendship. That's even sadder than watching a high school rom-com for the guys. Well, there may be demands for that. Oh, I fell for it. You tell it's a demand, babe. Okay. Right, I'm going to end the episode here. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like in the section below. If you want to see more of this, and do subscribe to the channel as I upload every day. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.